From contemporary to traditional, both on and off the stage, Chinese art and literature are experiencing a boom like never before. While flourishing liberty brought joy to artists, it also caused concern to some.
所有的中国人全是痴连呆傻户，头大大的，眼睛是翻白眼的，嘴张得大大的，这不是美啊，这是丑啊。
In this episode of Closer to China, we meet Qin Zhigang, Vice President of the China Federation of Literary and Art Circles. We hear his intriguing story about how he found balance between art and politics. When it comes to Chinese art and literature, no one speaks louder than the president himself. In addressing China's top authors, actors, and writers on October 15, 2014, President Xi Jinping said, "Chinese artists have produced many good works since the country's reform and opening up drive." The Chinese president warns that artworks should not be the slaves of the market and should not bear the stench of money. To insiders, Xi's remarks may not come as a big surprise.
可能经过30年改革开放，在经济上的腾飞让
30 years of economic development has given artists more freedom. This freedom has resulted in the appearance of market-oriented artists who paint for the sake of the market and high prices.
市场而创作，为了取一个高价而创作。
Nowhere is this mixture more visual than here, at the Central Academy of Fine Arts. The annual graduation exhibition at the Academy used to be a review of what the graduates achieved in their studies. Today, however, the exhibition is filled with gallery owners, agents, and collectors, all looking for potential investment opportunities. Sophomore undergraduate Qin Wei Guan himself was once approached by an investor.
A collector came over and asked if he could buy some of my paintings. I agreed. He asked for the price. I told him I had no idea. In the end, I sold him my paintings at the price 500 to 600 yuan each.
The sale made Qin a small fortune.
Overall, I made about 40,000 yuan in that single transaction.
In 2006, the world's biggest auction houses, Sotheby's and Christie's, sold $190 million worth of contemporary Asian art, most of it Chinese. In 2013, an oil painting from Chinese artist Zheng Fanzhi was bought by a collector for $23.3 million at an auction in Hong Kong. The price set a new record not only for the contemporary art of China, but for all of Asia. With auction prices soaring, hundreds of Western galleries rushed to China to sign up unknown painters. Qin Zhigang believes this new market influence could hurt the real essence of the Chinese art world.
有些的画呢，已经能卖的价格很高了。我们认为，如果再继续这样下去的话，很多艺术家认为导向就出问题了。还有的，攻击我们的。 这个中国人，所有的中国人全是痴连呆傻户，头大大的，眼睛是翻白眼的，嘴张得大大的，这不是美啊，这是丑啊！一个刚刚从学校毕业出来的学生，就是画这个画，大概所有的功夫没有几十年，没有几年，一下子一幅画能够炒到几千万，这个靠的是什么？连这样的东西我们都不阻止他，不反对他。我觉得有的东西我们已经到了失语的地步了。
In China, how do art and politics mix? Under extreme leftism, art was strictly the servant of ideology. Much has changed. Chinese artists and writers today are flourishing in their freedoms, but still there are limits. Let's get closer to China with an artist who is also a minister, Qin Zhigang, Vice President of the China Federation of Literary and Art Circles.
As an artist himself, Qin Zhigang's own story helped shape his perspective on art in today's China. Born in 1953, Qin was sent to the countryside at the age of 15 as part of Mao Zedong's Down to the Countryside movement. After spending 2 years there, Qin Zhigang returned to the cities and started working for a state-owned coal mine. During the next 8 years, Qin's political career started to take off.
我从一个矿工呢做到了煤矿的副矿长、党委副书记。怎么做到这个的呢？除了一方面干活，当年身体好会干活以外，我还从事宣传工作。那从事宣传工作，它和这个书画又离不开。
Qin Zhigang was later transferred to work in other offices, including the China Federation of Literary and Art Circles. During all this time, he never gave up on practicing calligraphy. His effort finally paid off. Coming up next.
1957年反右斗争以后，一直到文化大革命。 这段时间，因为我们的总的党的方针路线政策出现了变化，阶级斗争扩大化，所以它必然的也影响到文言语。
Uncovering the truth.
We are on our way to Liari, one of the most dangerous districts in the city of Karachi.
We were told that we're just about to cross the border between Malaysia and the Philippines.
Going the distance to get the story. We meet the real people with real hope.
For many young Thais, Muay Thai is one of the only ways to lift their families out of poverty.
Behind every corner is a great story. Assignment Asia. Expect the unexpected.
Hello, I'm Anand Naidu in Washington, D.C., and this is The Heat.
The Heat.
Well, joining us now from Baghdad,
the international talk show from CCTV America. In-depth debate.
We were left with no choice but to activate the military.
Israel wants to divide and conquer.
Strong opinion.
I won't answer that ridiculous question.
Critical stories.
it's been described as a war zone. The Ebola virus is spreading at an alarming rate.
Major issues.
But now they've got a chance to feel part of Scotland, an independent Scotland.
Presidents.
China's rise in the future is inevitable.
Advocates.
I think it's a very, very regressive state for women.
Newsmakers.
The ride itself is immensely physical.
And a challenging host.
Okay, so let me remind you again that they call Native Americans, not Red Indians.
The Heat, the political talk show that covers the world. CCTV America, taking you further.
As the high-level umbrella organization covering over 50 nationwide associations of writers and artists, China Federation of Literary and Art Circles is the same age as the People's Republic of China itself, a country with a long history, sophisticated civilization, and colorful culture. What role today does the Federation play in China's cultural and artistic development?
On October 1st, 1949, Mao Zedong announced the founding of the People's Republic of China. Standing next to Mao is Tian Han, composer of the Chinese national anthem. A stone's throw away, 38-year-old Cao Yu was performing Chinese folk music at the bottom of the Tiananmen rostrum. At the same time, Lao She, who was then living in the U.S., received a surprise letter.
During the first Literary and Art Circles Congress, Premier Zheng Lai gathered all representatives and said apart from Lao She, everyone is here. That's when all of Lao She's friends wrote him a joint invitation letter.
Lao She finally returned to China in November 1949 and became vice president of the Beijing Federation of Literary and Art Circles.
这个联合会从它成立的一开始，它的工作对象，它的目标就是要把各界文艺界的各方面的专家团结和联系在一起。你像当年齐白石画画的，每个人都有了工作单位，他没有工作单位啊，他往哪儿去呢？哎，那就挂在文联。
The founding of the PRC ushered in the establishment of the China Federation of Literary and Art Circles. Since then, it's been chaired by well-known Chinese authors and artists like Guo Moruo, Lao She, and Cao Yu. As China changed course many times over the years, the Federation experienced many setbacks. The worst being the Cultural Revolution, when its existence came under threat.
When some Westerners hear that there is an overarching organization that is connected with the government that is responsible for the arts and culture in a country, they immediately think that the government is directing the arts, and arts by its nature has to be individualistic. And people have the image of what occurred in the Soviet Union under Stalin, where there was this absolute control. How would you speak to Westerners who have that image of an organization run by the government, and they have that old Soviet image in their mind?
1957年反右斗争以后，一直到文化大革命，这段时间，因为我们的总的党的方针路线政策出现了变化。 阶级斗争扩大化，所以它必然的也影响到文联里面。那个时候文联干嘛呢？组织不了什么其他活动，就组织大家学习，要大家的思想跟上形势，天天在学习学政治。那个时候是我们整个党的方针路线出现了偏差，那不光是文联的事情。等到文化大革命，文联也给解散了，文联的干部也给打倒了。 领导也被打倒了，都下放到农村去了，下放到武器干校去了，一直到了80年代才开始恢复起来。
Today, the Federation covers almost all aspects of art, literature, and entertainment. Its branches include the China Writers Association, the China Artists Association, the China Film Association, the Chinese Musicians Association, and the Chinese Television Artists Association. Members include Nobel laureate Mo Yan, Jackie Chan, and even the president's wife, Peng Liyuan. It may seem to be the best of times for the Federation, but to Qin Zhigang, many challenges remain.
你团结别人，你怎么团结啊？你得要搞活动啊，你得要有资金啊。现在又是市场经济，应该讲文联的这几十年的发展走过来，这一路走过来很不容易。文联目前在文艺界能有今天的影响，也和这个大家的努力，包括我们艺术家的共同支持是分不开的。你像我们要组织活动，要组织到基层去慰问去，谁跟你去啊？不都靠这些艺术家吗？那艺术家有一段时间那个走市场的时候，演出一场唱几个歌要几十万。 但是我们组织人家出去就不要钱， 这些东西可能这个西方的一些国家对我们是不了解的。
The China Federation of Literary and Art Circles was not unique in the world. The former Soviet Union had a similar organization. After World War II, the Cold War mentality lingered in the former Soviet Union. Artists and authors were required to work closely with the Soviet government to promote socialist ideology. The result has caused a lot of misunderstanding about the Chinese Federation over the years.
中国文联控制不了人，为什么呢？因为他既不管钱，又没有权，没钱没权，你怎么控制人呢？所以文联从一成立开始，他就控制不了人，他只能够通过他的活动来团结艺术家。文艺界的政策叫百花齐放，百家争鸣，这是双百方针。双百方针就是哪一家都可以，开放，都可以去讲话去，是吧？这是我们方针是定的，还有个二维方向，哪二维呢？就是为社会主义服务，为人民群众服务，叫做双百方针二维方向，这是我们的方向。
Let's talk about censorship because that's a subject that most people in the West would attribute to China today across a broad spectrum of activities. There are celebrated cases of artists and writers. So I want to understand the view towards censorship. We know that occurs at least to some degree. And to take a specific example, the Cultural Revolution is an area that seems to be off limits for writers to approach in a fictionalized, creative way.
各国的国情不同，各国的情况不同，所以他对事情的认识、审美标准、价值取向也不一样。我觉得可能今后的方向也是立法，这个要学西方的，要把它搞成法治的。我们现在是规定多，条条框框都是通过规定的形式，没有立法。但是如果这个文化和这个意识形态领域你要立法的话，也不是一天就能够立起来，不是那么简单的事儿，那么这个今后的必然发展道路是要有法。现在没有法，可能有些地方我们做的是正确的，有些地方的条条框框是不正确的。现在在某些方面呢，对于一些低俗文化，对文艺艺术和娱乐之间的区别，有些搞艺术的认为，官员们的思想也混乱。
Despite the policy shift, China's art market has made remarkable transformations since China opened up to the world in 1970. One of them was the change from an ideology-driven to a market-driven transformation. The trend came after an explosion of diverse visual arts in the late 1970s, 80s, and 90s. Artists eagerly experimented with Western techniques and daring political themes. Some began to address the damage done by the Cultural Revolution. The movement was called scar painting and the art of the wounded. The movement soon spread from visual art to the world of literature and movies. Thanks to the opening up policy, a creative explosion overtook the Chinese art scene. Immediately, a cultural bridge was established between China and the rest of the world that permitted exchange and dialogue for the Chinese artists. They looked to Western classical and modern art, as well as contemporary art, as models for inspiration. From Impressionism to Picasso, from Rodin to abstract art and pop art, Western culture entered the vocabulary of Chinese artists, giving rise to a plethora of styles and various personal expressions. At the same time, sweeping social and ideological changes also took place in the country and provided more diversified subject matter for the artists. Whereas many prior works had focused on rural themes, urban life now came to the fore as farmers started to migrate to the city and a white-collar class emerged at urban centers. These transformations reinformed the palettes and chisels of painters and sculptors alike. It was no surprise that in the midst of these transformations, new forms of artistic expression were born. With the advancement of new technology and the internet playing a more vital role in people's daily life, young artists are also bridging the gap between art and technology. Today's art scene is marked by an uninhibited artistic exploration into multiple media and fields.
就是在过去几十年里啊，中国艺术家主要是想
In the past 30 years, Chinese artists were mostly learning from Western art, both classical and modern. They were especially influenced by Western ideology. However, in recent years, there's been a wave of artistic self-awareness.
思想观念上受到西方的影响比较多，但是近些年来，中国艺术界
In other words, while learning from the West, Chinese artists are paying more attention to their tradition now, recasting the tradition from a contemporary perspective.
许多艺术家是更加关注自己的传统。
过去的文化和现在的这种市场经济的文化，哪些是可以接轨的，哪些是可以和世界上共同接轨、人类共有的，哪些是不能够允许的。你包括这个书画也是这样，如果一味的讲创新，有的基础的东西还没有继承，他怎么创新？他把传统都丢掉了。所以我觉得，没有继承的创新，就谈不上创新。
Coming up next.
有人就怀疑说，秦志刚你怎么跑到香港来办展览呢？是不是政治宣传？
A former coal miner, Minister Chen is a distinguished painter and calligrapher. How did such a metamorphosis happen? Exhibitions of his works have been mounted in Hong Kong and Taiwan. What's been the feedback?
As a well-known calligraphy artist, Qin Zhigang has held exhibits in Hong Kong and Taiwan. Some 60 of his recent works have gone on display, including his calligraphy and paintings.
Even though it was strictly artistic exhibitions, isn't there a deeper political significance to it?
我这次到香港去办展览，我在展览的这个开幕式上，我就讲了一句话，就有人就怀疑说，秦志刚你怎么跑到香港来办展览呢？是不是政治宣传呢？开幕式上我就讲了一句话，有人认为香港是文化沙漠，我觉得不是，香港 是文化绿洲，也是中国文化走向世界的一个窗口。因为在那个地方，香港过去是殖民地，但是呢，它是开放的，世界各地的东西都在香港这儿和大陆和中国传统的东西它交汇，所以到那儿办展览，我觉得这个大家共同来认识 中国的传统文化当中的精粹，弘扬我们的民族文化，吸收外面的先进文化，是非常有好处的。
Are there differences in appreciating or understanding Chinese culture, Chinese civilization when comparing Taiwan and the mainland?
大陆经过了文化大革，有些东西给打碎了，有些东西还不是认识得很清楚。 所以在台湾一部分人当中，对传统文化的认识是深厚的，是不亚于我们，甚至在某种程度上是超过我们大陆的。但是另外一部分，那搞独立的，他要去中国化的，可能在那部分人当中，他不愿意接受中国文化，或者抵触中国文化，他总是把中国文化糟粕的东西拿出来批判。那一部分人，他可能跟 这个我们内地它又不一样，所以我觉得大家在一块儿来交流、研讨对中国文化的认识，是形成这个人们深层次的思想共识的一个重要的这个方式和方法。
Today, looking back on his life, Qin Zhigang feels at ease. Apart from some regrets, he says working at the China Federation of Literary and Art Circles brought him a great deal of joy. Looking ahead, he says he's ready for retirement. After all, he's one of the chosen few who's been gifted with a lifelong hobby, his calligraphy.
我现在呢，已经到了退休年龄了，我觉得呢，我又开阔了另外一个天地，叫关上了一场门，打开了一个窗，开了一个什么天地呢？中国书画。我觉得它对我来讲，它是我的爱好。 也是我今后几十年的一个追求，因为中国的这个书画艺术是中国文化的符号，而且博大精深，里面的内容十分丰富，它是中国文化的符号和标志。我们要建设中国的什么软实力啊，或者是这个要培养人们的情趣爱好，提高人们的审美观啊，我觉得通过书画。 中国书画这个学习或者说是推动它的进一步发展，作为我来讲，还有几十年的路好走。所以走到今天，我越走越高兴，觉得前景很开阔，能够把中国的书画继承下来，推广出去，对个人也有好处，对国家也有好处。
China's cultural industries are booming. Diverse, even daring expressions are seen and heard. Creativity is encouraged. Music, dance, fine arts, film, fashion, literature, blogs, online games, cartoons, the list goes on. Certainly there are limits, boundaries beyond which artists and writers do not venture. But do creativities and boundaries contradict each other? No and yes. No in that there are broad categories open for free artistic expression, including quasi-political topics like pollution that were once forbidden. Yes, in that artistic creativity needs artistic freedom, even if the output is not always appreciated by everyone. To me, China's long timeline gives hope. As the country develops and matures and grows in self-confidence, the balance shifts towards artistic freedom. If the reflourishing of Chinese civilization is a visionary goal, then optimizing artistic creativity is part of the process for achieving it, as Chinese culture brings us closer to China.